Today we've got a really trusty car, the Mitsubishi Evo 7, which were originally sold in Australia in very small numbers, but by and large are actually private import vehicles. And a lot of them come in with dubious service history. Some got very low kilometres but haven't had timing belts and balance shaft belts changed. This particular car is a client that's been coming to us on and off for a little while, but unfortunately he's left it a little bit too long to make a decision about getting his timing belt and balance shaft belt replaced. And on this particular Evo 7 with a 4G63 engine, it is very, very important that you remember that as per the Mitsubishi service schedule and by normal mechanical requirements of most modern day cars with rubber timing belts, that they get done about every 4 years or 100,000 kilometres, whichever comes first. And typically you would check water pump, oil pump, cam seals, balance shaft belt, timing belt, and then the auxiliary drive belt, as well as the harmonic balancer, all at the same time. Now you will find some workshops that will say, oh, just change everything while it's apart, or we can use non-genuine parts. Well, there are little things that make a difference when it comes to using a genuine timing belt and a genuine balance shaft belt, as well as a genuine tensioners and other things that are normally checked. But unfortunately what's happened in this case, he's left it too long, and the drive shaft sprocket off the oil pump, the nut has come loose, and the sprocket has come out the side of the belt and worn a hole in the plastic timing cover. He was incredibly lucky that it didn't drop the timing belt, which would have done some pretty nasty damage to the internal parts of the engine. But whilst we've got the whole side of the engine apart, I just want to show you what some of these things look like without doing a full engine strip down. Now, to change the oil pump on a 4G63, you've got to actually pull the sump off, because the sump bolts to the bottom of the oil pump, and I'll show you the factory oil pump in a sec, and it bolts on the side here. On the side of the crankshaft here, you've got, on the external side, you can see the harmonic balancer with the auxiliary drive shaft, drive belt, which controls power steer and all the other functions external to the plastic covers. But inside the plastic cover that sits here is the oil pump. You can see the drive for the oil pump, the balance shaft belt, which is up the back here, which is a little tiny belt that runs off the side of the crankshaft. And in beside here is also the one of the electronic pickups for the crankshaft. Now I'm going to get my mechanic to come over and show you here. There's the genuine Mitsubishi timing belt, which is a tooth belt. This is the balance shaft belt, which runs off the side, which we spoke about. This is the tooth drive for the oil pump, which sits on the side here. And you'll notice that on the top of this is also a nut, and there's also an O-ring and the gaskets that need to be replaced as well. So this is the oil pump assembly, which sits on the side of what you're just seeing, and that has been damaged when this nut came loose and the drive sprocket came off. Now, it's a very rare occurrence for it to be this bad, but what can happen is if you leave it for too long for not changing the belt can break. That then does other internal mechanical damage to the engine. So remember, when you're thinking about spending that money on the maintenance of your Mitsubishi Evo, and we're talking Evo 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, the Evo 10's got a chain, but some of the later models, as the chain gets old, they've stretched. There's a revision to that as well. They do need to be changed later on in life. These are the things that are important to give you reliable performance of your car, because we get a lot of people come to us and go, I want to make my car go quicker, I want to get an ECU tune, or I want to put an exhaust system on it, and they forget about the basic maintenance to make sure that the car is reliable, because no point having a fast, unreliable car. So there you have it. This is the sump that's got to be all cleaned up and put back together, and all these parts will go back on. The engine mount off on the side, and then we'll put it all back together. We'll probably put a GFB lightweight pulley kit, which comes with a new auxiliary drive belt for the external side of the engine, which will save the client a little bit of money and give them a little bit more throttle response. And typically those alloy pulley kits you'll fit at the time when you're doing a timing belt, such as the 4G63 or the EJ20 Subaru or the EJ25 Subaru, which is a timing belt on the front of the quad cam engine. So there you have it. Hopefully this information will help you learn a little bit more about your Mitsubishi, but of course we do a lot more work on Mazda, Subaru, Great Wall Turbo Diesels, Nissans. The Pulsar Triple S is becoming very, very popular. You can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Instagram. Do a search on the internet and follow us here on the video channel. I hope you can make time to make some comments here. Give us your feedback. If you need some help, just send us an email or pick up the phone. On behalf of the team at MRT Performance, wherever you are in the world, thanks for watching.